Hey people, Spoon here with a completely original introduction. Today, we played Zero Hour, a game I imagine every hardcore gamer truly wets their pants for. If any of you can recall the original trailer of Rainbow Six Siege, this is it. However, instead of a live and bustling game, I can really only show you clips from the two solo games I have. I would provide more content on this, but until I have a group of equally retarded and financially irresponsible friends to play this game with, I will simply indulge you, the audience, with the limited time I have put into this game, that I'm going to now call Zero Dog Model. After carefully designing a loadout that totally doesn't cause unnecessary harm, I begin my ascent onto the building. The plan was simple: to distribute enough American freedom that we would single-handedly create a parallel universe where the police used a normal phone number that wasn't 999. Wait, 999? By God, if we flip this, it's 666, the mark of the beast. Upon reaching the roof, I was greeted by three lovely men that all shared the same name of, shortly followed by their best friend that, instead of protecting his friends, threw a bright glow stick at me. For my answer to that, and a spoiler-free response, quote from John Wick 4, I simply said, nuts, and magically, my dog, an M60 pump shotgun, made his baby maker into a fresh mist for the concrete. Despite this, he continued to stand up and ball on his balls by teabagging my very existence. Me, being a very sane and polite person, I promptly replied with a 12 gauge, followed by my own teabagging. Now that I had experienced the thrill of using an explosive broomstick and ending a few generations worth of development, I developed an itchy trigger finger, something you will soon see in action. After clearing a floor of suspiciously similarly dressed tangos later, I realized that I had missed Twins Day for Spirit Week at my school, further explaining why these fashionably dressed men all shared the same clothes. So naturally, I decided to kill everyone so that I was not the odd one out. Wanna guess what stops a maniac with a shotgun though? A doorstop. The only thing I have to say to that, though, is next time, maybe put the doorstop on the inside of your room. Had it taken me any longer to pull this doorstop out, I simply would have walked away. This is because they didn't have a Family Guy clip playing at the bottom of the door to entertain my ape brain while I pulled the stop out of the door. After fumbling around, I discovered that this level had a story. And to my surprise, this is when I found out the universe's cops are called using 999, thus starting my slow drop into becoming what everyone feared, a dipshit with a MAC-10. My first victim, you may ask? An innocent man, simply enjoying his night in front of the building. We find our first hostage. A short time passed, and we were already making out, although against my will, as the game shows me its first bug. When you kick down a door, there's a chance that you'll rip around and spin backwards. And this is what happened when I met your father, kids. After taking your father home, I naturally went to find another man. My first attempts were on a man that knew how to use a doorstop. After multiple kicks to a bathroom door, I used my 3 pounds of American freedom to break my way in. Unfortunately, I used too much freedom, and after my hail of bullets, I only heard the gurgling of blood. After a short search later, I found out how to play in the dark. Too bad playing in the dark meant I would see the image of a black hole a short time after the lights went out. This is when I quickly learned that the thought of a black hole is scary enough to induce an interstellar moment and cause everyone in the room that had witnessed the black hole to surrender. Making my way downstairs with a newly acquired man, I attempted to introduce him to my current one, and found him talking to another guy. I promptly ended that. And just like that, the mission was over. 2 new husbands for me and a house full of dead people. In my last round, I decided to return to my shotgun friends, and promptly found that shotguns can be felt spiritually, and after a few seconds of being in this house, I had already seduced 2 people into being my hostage. While this is great, my 8th brain was itching to fire this new weapon. Luckily, I was jump scared into firing my weapon into an unsuspecting man. Short property damage later, and we were on our way upstairs when I realized that this game is better than Siege. You can shoot out the lights. How innovative. However, my light shooting led me to killing people. Clearly hostile, and they shared the same gun. You know what they say. If you don't hold me, Jack, I'll use you as a body shield. Unfortunately though, now I have PTSD of lights, and before I could calm myself down after seeing a hanging light suspiciously hanging from the ceiling, I had already murdered another man. If I had to wrap this game up in a few words, I would tell you that it has the best dog models around. But it does have promise. It is early access, and I can't say that I fully recommend it now. If servers were populated, and you have some friends to play with, check it out. But if you don't have friends, I'd probably wait. Now, I'll leave you with a clip that sums up how I feel.
Friendly